Welcome back, everybody. It's a dreary day here out on the dock, but today we are talking about this gun right here that you guys saw throughout the intro. This is the Maxim Defense, their PDW style of firearm. This particular one actually is an SBR, but the vast majority of them out there are going to be sold with their brace on there. There's a lot of unique things going on with this gun. Number one, obviously, is going to be the overall size. It's right at 18 inches when it's collapsed down, so very compact, maneuverable, concealable, if you want to go that route. We have, this one's in 300 blackout. They have other calibers as well, including 223 and 7.62 by 39. I almost went 7.62 by 39. I was on the fence, but we went 300 blackout. Anyway, we have a 5.5-inch barrel out there, and then we have a very interesting muzzle device that we'll get into in detail coming up here in just a second as well. Adjustable gas block, and then the way the gun operates is unique as well because this buffer tube back here is nowhere near as long as a regular buffer tube. In fact, with the stock or brace completely collapsed, it only extends 4 inches past the rear of the receiver. So they had to redesign, of course, the actual bolt carrier group and all of the components that go with it. And the upper receiver is a little bit higher than your standard AR-15 upper receiver would be as well. It's got that HK416 height to it that was requested. And I should mention that before going on as well, this gun is the result of a DoD contract proposal that came out a few years ago. Now, from that contract proposal, there's been a number of guns that have actually hit the market since then that were competitors for the trial. This is one of them. So that is why you see it in the configuration that it's in. But again, let's get up close and personal and check it out. But before we do that, let's head out to the range and see what kind of groups we can get out of it, then come in and again, look at all those details. We're gonna see what kind of groups we can get out of this little carbine here with a few different loads. With 300 blackout, you just never know. Generally speaking though, I do not expect MOA accuracy. Setup on there right now, primary arms, GLX, 4-16 scope. So we got plenty of glass, targets downrange at 100 yards. Dead air silencer, SNK out there at the end, factory trigger, and Odin out there in the end, Odin Mini. So the gun is zeroed for Fiocchi 150 grain, and we'll see what it does. Again, 300 blackout, you just never know. So we'll see how it does. Up first, we got some Maxim Defense. This is their factory ammo, 115 grain, so obviously supersonic, and it is their tumble upon impact. It is a nasty, nasty looking little round, and we'll see how it does. Stand is a CTK precision rest, for folks wondering. And it's a little bit awkward to get this old PDW in here, but we'll do the best we can. Next up will be some Federal. This is their 120 grain copper trophy stuff. And a lot of people use this for hunting. One thing though, just to kind of preemptively state, is that some guns don't like it because it has a gigantic hollow point in there. So we'll see how the Maxim does with it and how it grips. All right, next load up here, we have some Federal. Again, this is 150 grain bonded soft points. So again, another load that a lot of folks use for hunting. I have a gel test on this load if you guys are looking for it, see how it performs. It certainly would drop a hog or a pig, I'll tell you that much from what I've seen. All right, and lastly, we have the Maxim Defense. This is their 190 grain, so it's gonna be subsonic stuff. And it is, again, tumble upon impact bullet design. I have 6 loaded in the mag because I'm going to dump around here just to foul the barrel. When you go from shorter OAL and 300 blackout to longer OAL, that fouling shot does help for sure with the accuracy because it's just so different in the way it interacts with the threads, or rather the rifling, rather. So we just dump one down and then we'll try to be on paper. We'll see. Again, with subsonic, sometimes the drop is huge. Yeah, we'll see. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's go check them out. Once again, this is one of those cases of you knowing a little bit more than I do, because you guys get the close-up cam shot there. But basically what we had here is we had the first group up, which was those 115 grainers. I didn't see that one. I thought it was in here. So it definitely opened up more than I thought. It's all right. And right there, we are right at 3 3/4 inches. This one here we had with the 120 grainers. This is a double impact. It's hard to tell, but you can see the double rifling on it when you see it. You guys probably saw that though when watching it already, so you guys probably already know that. And that one right there, we're right at 2 1/4 inches on that group. I had to watch again the video just to figure out what the heck happened here. So here's our Federal group here, and we got 2 and 1 there, which is interesting. So that's a subsonic, and then of course we had the Federal right at 3 inches on that one. And then again, we come with the subs, we're right at 3 inches again. So generally speaking, I've said this a million times in videos, I want for 300 blackout the gun to be able to shoot 2 MOA. I think that's good for the caliber. Any better than that, you know, kind of a bonus. And we definitely got that with one load here. You got a couple 3 inchers. And of course, if you tuned it or just tried different loads out, you guys will probably find the one that shoots a little bit better than that. Every gun's unique and individual, so you just got to check it out and figure out what works with that particular rifle. Before getting up close and personal with the details of the rifle, we want to thank today's sponsor, and today's sponsor is going to be Sportsman's Guide. For folks that don't know, they do sell firearms, they sell ammunition, accessories, outdoor gear, camping gear, all of those sorts of things. Basically stuff that my audience is interested in, and without folks like them sponsoring videos, obviously we wouldn't be able to make them, because ammo is quite expensive these days. I don't have an ammo sponsor anymore for 300 Blackout, so their sponsorship goes into making these types of videos possible. So thank you to them for that. Let's move on. Now that we're up close and personal, we will disassemble it, show you guys some cool stuff that's going on with it, those sorts of things. We do have ambidextrous controls here, including our magazine release that we have there. It comes with a 20-round Lancer mag that you guys see here. Make sure it's clear, of course. It is. Now at this point, disassembly is sort of like an AR, however, different from an AR. So we do have our 2 pins, both at the front and the rear. I may be able to pull them out depending on my hands, because it's freezing out here today. I'm not wearing gloves like an idiot. So we're going to pull them out, and it's under tension, so you're going to feel it just like that. You guys saw how it automatically moved back. So those pins are harder to remove than they are on a regular AR-15 because of that tension. So you guys will see here that our buffer tube and spring will stay in there, or rather stay out, because there is not a retention pin in there like you would have a standard AR-15. Again, that is due to the redesigning of the gas system. Now this is our buffer, standard one that comes with it. It's H1. They do make heavier ones if you want to configure the gas settings to the, your gun, your ammo, suppressed or unsuppressed, those sorts of things. And then we're going to remove our charging handle and bolt carrier group. You can see the carrier is a little bit different as well. The charging handle, though, is pretty standard stuff. It's the Radian Raptor LT ambidextrous charging handle. Fantastic charging handle. You'll notice here on our upper receiver, we do have a forward assist, which I do like. And we also have a shell deflector, which any of you who are left-handed out there will certainly like as well. Looking on the inside, pretty standard fare, again, outside of that extra high upper receiver that we already mentioned. Now, let's pull this carrier apart and get into that. Our bolt here is a standard affair AR-15 style bolt. It is 9130. It is MP tested, so that means it's magnetic particle inspected for folks that didn't know that. And it has a nickel boron finish on there. Carrier is basically standard from there on up. However, again, at the rear, they had to change it because of the shortened overall system, or length rather, that it's traveling upon reciprocation. But we do have a chrome lined interior there, as well as the gas key is chrome lined. It's made out of 8620 steel, and it is phosphate, so mil spec in that regard. One thing that's nice about it that maybe not everyone will appreciate, but I certainly do, is that it actually has the full auto trip back here. I have not run this gun full auto, just due to ammo right now, but it will set a full auto sear off, which I do like. One negative that I'm going to point out here is that it has YFS bolts on there. I've never had an issue with them personally, however, they're not mil spec, so just take that for what it's worth. Our cam pin is also nickel boron coated The grip that it comes with is going to be the Reptilia grip. I do like it. It's a relatively vertical grip, which I generally speaking do like. It takes the tension off of your wrist when firing. Has good texturing here on the front and the back where it needs to be. Trigger guard there is opened up, so that way if you're using gloves in the winter, those sorts of things, you have plenty of room in there. You're not going to accidentally touch off the trigger when you don't want to. Safety here is also from Radian and also ambidextrous. The only thing that's not ambidextrous, I misspoke earlier, is going to be our bolt lock and bolt release. But yeah, ambidextrous there on the safety. You can see everything there is kind of chonky, as Garand Thumb would say. But one thing I definitely do like and give it credit for is having a very nice flared magwell. There's absolutely no reason not to flare a magwell. I've said that many times. I stand by it. It just aids in reloads, and there's no reason, again, not to. You guys can see we have the full auto pocket back here. If you wanted to drop your full auto sear in there, you certainly could do so. I like that as well. Moving on to our upper receiver. Again, not too much out of the ordinary going on except for the height here at the rear. But when we move forward into our M-LOK rail, one thing I really do like is the way that they actually attach it. So we have this piece here beveled right in there, which just makes it very strong, very durable, almost impossible to have it rotate left or right. Additionally, our system down here where it clamps onto the barrel block is, again, very rugged, very durable. It also has thread locker on it when I went to take it off just to test, because I always test those sorts of things. And it has thread locker on there from the factory, which I do like. We have these two quick detach points there. Those are steel. Anybody who's run a rifle with a quick detach point that's aluminum for a long time knows that eventually they will start to wear out. The steel ones there will not, so I do dig that. M-LOK there, of course, all the way around at the 3, 6, 9 o'clock positions, as well as the intermittent positions. 19, 13 up top. It is not T-marked for what it's worth. And then this muzzle device that we have out here on the end is very, very interesting. I'm going to say that they were inspired by the 3-piece AK booster, for folks who have seen that before. It's a fantastic flash hiding muzzle device that some of the short AKs use, and this uses basically the same thing, where there's sort of like a false chamber behind what you see here. And what that does, again, great job at suppressing flash. Due to the cone design here, it basically takes all the gas and focuses it on one point, so that way it doesn't flash out as it comes out towards the end. But it also adds back pressure to the system, very similar to what you get with a very short silencer. Now, there's also an adjustable gas block under there. The barrel, I should mention, is made out of 4150 steel. It is a 1 in 5 twist, and it has a nitrided finish. It is what they call a medium taper barrel. I agree with that. Just looking at it, it is a medium taper barrel. So it's not too heavy, but not too light either, kind of in a sweet spot there. The gas block, they say, is gunsmith adjustable or unit armor adjustable. If you're reasonably competent with guns, you'll be just fine there, adjusting it if you want to. That said, in the manual, it does say that if you use a suppressor, it voids the warranty. How would they ever know? They probably won't, so there is that. And you'll notice that it also has helicoils here where the bolt comes through into the handguard. So just a lot of small reinforcements that make this a very strong overall design. The rain is starting to come down a little bit heavier, so I suppose we should wrap the review up here relatively quickly. So a few things you always want to touch on in the reviews is number one is going to be price and reliability. Before I say that, though, I want to mention that the folks at Maxim did send this gun out for the review, so just full disclosure on that. Reliability has been 100%. If you guys watched my chronograph test that I did with this, just to see what kind of velocity you could expect out of this barrel, that video, by the way, is on my B channel on YouTube. It's on Instagram, it's on Telegram, it's on Facebook. All of those places you guys can pick that up if you're interested in seeing what kind of velocity and energy you can get out of this barrel. But during that video, we did have an ammunition failure, but outside of that, had nothing but good results with it, and we have right around 900 rounds through it at the time of this video, which is like $900 in 2021 times. So reliability, not mad about it at all. Accuracy, you guys already saw that. Price point, it's not cheap, as you can imagine rather, but compared to other guns in this guns category, again, other guns that came out of that DoD contract proposal, it's actually relatively inexpensive. So the pistol version, which is what I would imagine 99% of you guys watching this are going to pick up, is right around $2,000. Street price, I believe the MSRP is $2,200. Again, the times being what they are. If you can find one in stock, that's probably going to be the best price you're going to find it for, simply because there is just a gigantic run on guns right now. So there is that. If I had it to do all over again, would I get the 300 blackout or would I get the 7.62 by 3.9? It just kind of depends. You know, if you want to run subs, then definitely 300 blackout's the way to go. If you want to just blast away at the range with ammo being the way it is now, probably lean 7.62 by 3.9. Either way, it's a quality gun. It's well made. Again, it has little details put into it that are well thought out. I didn't mention it, but I'm just looking at it right now. It also has that quick detach sling swivel point there on the end. But yeah, overall, good gun. Nothing bad to say about it outside of what we already mentioned in terms of cons. And if it's something that you're looking into for a specific niche, you know, something really compact that could fit in something that's this small underneath a car seat or something like that, well then, hey, there you go. It's the gun that can meet that mission. But that's all I got for you guys today in terms of this firearm. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Additionally, we have channel emails. One of them is going to be just all the videos that we put out here since the previous email. So that way there's no censorship that YouTube is putting on you, preventing you from seeing my content. And then we also have a daily deals email that you guys can see here on your screen as well. They're two different emails, so we've had some confusion on that in the past. So if this thing goes on sale or actually comes in stock, we will put that out in an email so that way you guys can pick it up, as well as other deals as well, of course. We are also now over on the Warrior Poet Society network, so my content is mirrored over there. Should YouTube do anything, you know, untoward to what we do here, all the content is over there. There's a link down below for that as well if you guys want to watch over there. That content is free. However, they do have premium content as well, and there's a 10% discount code for channel viewers for that as well down below in the video description. So I think that is pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can post down below in the comment section. Facebook's still the best place to reach me if you guys have questions. However, they're limiting how many messages I can see a day right now. I don't know why, but I do at least see the ones that they allow me to see, which is better than YouTube or elsewhere. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.